Hi, Year 12. So today we're looking at trigonometry and obtuse angles. Obtuse angles are angles that are greater than 90. So obtuse angles are really tricky because they're just that little bit bigger than 90. They're the unfairly targeted angles. They're always hard done by. Remember, obtuse are a bit bigger than acute. Acute angles are the small little ones that are really nice. Obtuse angles are the larger ones. They're up to 180 degrees. And they're a little bit fatter than the normal acute angles that we play with in trigonometry. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to run you through your quadrants. So our first quadrant here has all is from 0 to 90. Our second quadrant is from 90 to 180 degrees, 180 to 270, 270 to 360 degrees. All stuff you've seen before, not terribly important, but it's there so that you're aware that you've seen this stuff before. The quadrants are really interesting and really useful is because using a little mnemonic, that's a little memory term, we can tell which one of our ratios are positive in each one. So this doesn't make a huge amount of sense, but the trig ratios that are positive, trig positive for each one is in blue. So in A, that's all of them are positive. S is just sine, T is for tan, C is for cos. And in those particular quadrants, those particular ratios are going to be positive. The quick way to remember it is all stations to central. Like the Sydney train station, Sydney train network, all the trains go to central. So ASTC, all stations to central, is the way to remember it. The reason we're looking at, so with our ASTC, acute angles, sine is positive, cos is positive, and tan is positive. For obtuse angles, however, only sine is positive. The other two are negative. So with sine, we've got 135 degrees. So to work out the actual value, we can actually type that directly into calculator. And we should get the answer that we expect. If we don't, what we can do is we might get the same answer as sine 45 if we're trying to find an angle. We just have to do 180 minus our answer to find that angle. That's only when we're finding an angle. Which you will get a bit of practice though. Same deal for cos, except cos is a little bit different. If you see a negative, you know it's going to be in either the second or the third quadrant. So what we're going to do, say for example we needed to find A equals, let's go back and clear that up a bit. Cos theta equals minus 0.5, for example. And we need to find theta if obtuse. So if it's obtuse, what we're going to do, we're going to obviously do theta equals cos minus 1 of 0.5, and we're going to make it negative. Make sure you use the negative button, not the fraction button. And with a bit of luck, we're going to get 60 degrees. For our last one, we got tan. Now, the good thing about tan is I really like tan. Tan's just a great trig ratio. It's one of my all-time favourites. So, tan something equals minus 1. What we're going to do our usual thing where we go tan minus 1 of minus 1. Remember, because we're finding an angle, we have to have that -1 there, and we're going to find out that that is minus 45 degrees on our calculator. So we go 180, take away 45, leaves us with 135 degrees. Don't be afraid to have and ask questions. I will catch up with you, or Mr. Fraser will catch up with you next lesson. You have your checklist already. If you don't have one, I've given some spares to the teacher. Have a good day.